What's up, guys? It's Kellen Brauer here, and welcome to the Kellen SYS YouTube channel. For those of you that don't know me, I run a YouTube channel called Start Your Systems. As you can see on the hat, it's a channel that we focused on some motocross gaming and some other cool aspects of the esport competitions as well over the years. But the kind of plan with that channel has changed a little bit. I'll talk about that in this video, but we're launching this new channel for me so that I can kind of do a little bit more fun stuff, have some fun races, game with my buddies, and show some of that stuff off. So we're going to jump in. We're going to play a game called MX Bikes and talk a little bit about why this channel exists and what's going on with the main channel. All right, so welcome to MX Bikes. If you don't know what this game is, it is a simulation motocross video game released in the mid-2010s by a guy named Piboso, and it's one of the games that I frequent. This one and MX Simulator, pretty much the two games I play the most, as many of you who have followed along with Start Your Systems over the years know. But yeah, I figured today I would talk about starting this new channel up, what you're going to see on this channel, and what you're going to see on the main channel in case you're a fan of that and you've come over from that one to this one. So if you followed Start Your Systems in the past, you've probably seen me do race reviews or some fun races by myself or track reviews or certain things like that. And while that was quite a bit of fun, it also intermingled with some more bigger projects that I was doing on the main channel. And it was kind of taking away from those projects because people were coming to see the track reviews or the race recaps or things like that. And instead I would be doing some sort of like mini documentary about something or another. And those would do well in views, but it would detract from all the other stuff. So basically I've opted for a quality over quantity approach to the main channel. And I want to make this channel more as like a catch-all of some of that stuff that you won't be seeing over there anymore. So yeah, still want to get around and play some tracks and do some races. Been doing a few pro sim races, so you'll see that on the channel as well. And maybe do some races in MX Bikes as well, and give me a little bit more freedom to just kind of have fun with this channel and not feel like I'm so tied down by this vision that I've always had for the main big Start Your Systems channel. So with that, what you're going to see here most likely is a lot more of those like race reviews and track reviews. And this track right here, for example, is a track called Ohio International Raceway by Jonesy. And it was released actually last year in MX Bike, so it's not brand new or anything like that, but it's just one of those tracks that's kind of fun and probably deserves more credit than it's gotten, or anybody's really talked too much about it or anything like that. And my goal always with doing track reviews in these games has been to highlight creators and highlight all the hard work that goes into putting tracks out like this. So that's why Track Walk, which used to be a series on the main channel with MX Sim at the start, and then eventually we started doing some MX Bikes tracks as well, was to review those tracks and talk about them and show them off and do cool things like that. So it's kind of what I'm doing today, showing off this awesome track by Jonesy and how fun it is, because it's really high speed, really fast track, and really easy as well. Like if you're a beginner on MX Bikes and you haven't put in over 300 hours into the game like I have, maybe you'll find this one a little bit easier for you to be able to put some motos in and have a good time and all that kind of stuff like that. So yeah, with this channel, like I said, going to be more like review content, some tracks, and some fun races. But I also kind of want to do some more real life stuff as well. And I had a couple people in the past ask me like, hey, like you go to some of these, you know, real life Supercross events and stuff like that. You ever consider vlogging it? And I haven't, but I think it's something that would be kind of cool to show off behind the scenes of stuff like that, or going to local tracks and bringing a GoPro and just talking to some riders a little bit more candidly than I do for some of my more serious interviews. Like things like that would be a lot of fun, and I think it opens up the possibility to do things like that with this channel. Is that going to be what this channel's only going to do? Absolutely not. I already have some stuff pre-recorded that you guys will see over the next week or so, some things that we've done with little fun games in MX Simulator with some pretty interesting people that you maybe wouldn't expect to have been playing MX Sim. And then yeah, some more serious races as well, kind of mixed in there between all the fun stuff. So yeah, I think what you can expect from this channel is really just me. A lot of stuff that I do and play, and I don't always record stuff anymore because I feel like it was just so monotonous to always feel like I needed to fill something on the SYS main channel with like this square peg, round hole type of thing. And yeah, so I felt like now this gives me a little bit more creative freedom with that. Now on the SYS main channel, for those of you curious about what I'm talking about with quality over there, you may have seen last week released a video called Virtual Reality, and that was a a video where we took a simulated race. It was a demo splice main event put together by a guy named Motosun, or Joseph Pilsner, as some of you may know. And what he ended up doing with that was putting real-life looking riders like RJ Hampshire, Jet Lawrence, Austin Faulkner, Cameron McAdoo, all those guys into this one main event, and we called it like a real race, myself and Andrew Wood, and we had a fake pit reporter, and we had a fake pre-race report, and all the cameras were basically tied to what it looked like in real life, and then called it like a real race. And that's not going to be what we'll do on the main channel exclusively, but again, more projects like that where we put an actual more time and effort into it, and it's not just pick up and record and throw something together for half a second. Because what I've always felt is lacking in at least the moto gaming community is real quality kind of stuff. Not that people aren't putting out quality content, because again, some of the games of a bike and the track reviews that some of the other creators are doing are really, really good, and especially because they're fast at these games, it's easier to digest and watch. But yeah, like I want to create little mini documentaries about MX Simulator history and MX Bikes history and motocross gaming history in general, like things about games that you have no idea or don't remember, and pull little tidbits out, because I have such a deep knowledge base of these games because I grew up playing them, but I never really felt like I had a vested effort or interest in trying to show some of those things off. So my plan with that is to deep dive, go into some history of some old games, or talk about even some drama some of the old games had with licensing and certain things like that have come up, because there's a lot of really interesting things about old motocross games, and really even current ones, that people probably don't even realize. And I think that what's really winning with the YouTube genre right now is kind of these like short little mini documentaries about cool stuff. And it could even be modern day stuff, talking about why Braden Carter, for example, in MX Simulator is turning into one of the greatest Supercross players of all time in the game. Or we could talk about how much the betas over the years in MX Bikes have really shaped and shifted this game, and the fact that the OEM teams versus the factory bike teams kind of competing with each other this offseason really promoted the bikes that we can actually play with in this game to a whole new level. And this game is arguably about as good as it's ever been, and it's still growing every single day. So stuff like that. I also have a plan to do some little documentaries about world record lap histories on some tracks in MX Sim, as well as MX Bikes and some of the old games as well. So you're going to see more stuff like that, polished content where there's, actually storylines being told, and some history behind all of it and stuff like that, and more stuff that I'm actually pretty good at, because as a journalist, I kind of cover stuff like that for a living and get used to talking in a manner that is more documentary type. And now I get to actually put those skills to the use. So for me, I think it was a needed change instead of the grind and grit of doing everyday content on SYS, and we'll still probably be able to get some similar views, because then the content itself will be better and people will be more interested to tune into it. But then also I still have this channel to fall back on and do some really fun and cool, just like single player gameplay stuff, and also some online races and things like that. And so that way, when you come to this channel, what to expect, and when you go to the main channel, what to expect. And it's not a mixed bag anymore of all this content flowing on top of each other that doesn't make any sense or have any rhyme or reason, or feel like it's forced. And that's what some of the content was becoming to be, where I just felt like I was recording a video for the simple sake of recording a video, instead of doing it because I had something to talk about, or I had a fun race to do, or there was a interesting storyline that I felt like needed to be told. So that is what the purpose of this channel is. You will also most likely see at some point in the future more channels similar to this pop up under the SYS umbrella, with some more talent or some more content creators that are interested in doing this similar platform, because I know a couple that I hang out with on a regular basis that have been interested in something like this before. So if you're interested in what I'm going to put out here, definitely subscribe and follow along, because we're going to be pouring in some content over the next week and a half of some stuff that I pre-recorded, and then we'll get back on schedule of some race reviews and some other things that people have followed along with over the years. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little synopsis of the new channel, what it's here for, and why we're doing it. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to get involved in the comment section below. Let's banter about it and talk about what the plan is, or what you guys would even want to see on this channel. What are some things you're hoping to see out of a content creator like moi? Be sure to download this track in the description below. As always, I always include download links to something like this, and you can try it out for yourself. Shout out to Jonesy for a awesome little fun track to kick things off on this channel. And thanks, guys, for tuning in. Hope to see you guys in the next ones, either if you stick around or not, or if you catch us on a future video. Appreciate you stopping by and watching this one regardless. So thanks, guys, for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one. So long for now.